Record to the cloud. Record on this computer. Which one do you want? I guess you want to record to the cloud. I don't know.
I have no clue. I guess we'll just do computer, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
We're starting a new chapter today. Just to summarize, yesterday we were speaking about the debate that runs through the Talmud, which is greater, Torah or mitzvahs? Well, both Torah and mitzvahs are one thing with Hashem. Torah and Hashem are one thing. Mitzvahs are the will of Hashem. Now, which is higher? What is Torah? Torah is the wisdom of Hashem. But Torah also expresses the Rotzain of Hashem. Rotzain is your willpower. What Hashem wants from us. What does Hashem require of thee? These are mitzvahs. Mitzvahs are things that we do, and Torah is saying that Torah is internal. You know Torah in your mind, and you feel that your understanding affects your heart. So Torah is an internal thing. Therefore, Torah we saw is compared to food. The same way that food, and Torah is called bread, the same way food nourishes your physical body, but you have to take it inside of you. So similarly, the Torah has to be taken in, has to be digested thoroughly by your mind till it becomes part and parcel of your character, of your intellectual makeup. We learned 5 levels of learning Torah. First is to learn the basic meaning of the words. So you learn it, and you learn it well. That's level number 1. And then you go deep into it to explore the ramifications and the full extent of the meaning and the hints and the lessons that we get from the Torah. Obviously, the second level unifies you with the Torah much deeper than just knowing how to translate the words. But if you don't know how to translate the words, you can't learn the meanings either. And then there's a third level where you learn it, so now you've learned it so well that you could say that you grasp it, like I am grasping now this container. I'm holding it in my hand. It's not going anywhere. No one can take it unless my grasp is very weak. If my grasp is weak, someone else can come and grab it away from me. And the same thing with Torah. If you really understand Torah, it's something that your mind grasps. So the word for grasp in Torah is like understand. Sometimes it's translated as understanding. That's what it means to understand something, that your mind has, you have a grasp on it. You have like we say in English, I have a grip on this idea. But still, you have a grip, you could lose your grip. So there has to be a 4th level of understanding, which is deeper than understanding, deeper than having a grip on it. And that is when it becomes connected. When you become connected to the idea. What do you mean connected? Well, that mezuzah is connected to the doorpost. Nail an idea into your brains. You can't disconnect it now. Get some super glue. Super glue that idea. It becomes connected. The letters of the Sefer Torah are made of a special kind of ink that sticks to the parchment. If a letter comes off, it's a serious problem. You can't use the Torah. Can't say a blessing on it. So it has to be a complete connection, like a letter of the Torah on the parchment. When you read the Torah, what are you reading? The letters, or are you reading the parchment? Which is, you're reading both of them together because they're connected. This is the 4th level of understanding Torah, where the idea is connected to you. Person asks the Rebbe a question, it's no matter anywhere in the Torah, whoever asks the Rebbe a question, it's just like he just picked up the book and read that particular line, gives it the answer. You see the videos, it looks so natural. People ask the Rebbe for advice, and he immediately gives them an answer. It's always on the tip of his fingertip, tip of his tongue. Why? Because he's totally connected to it. That's the 4th level. Then there's a 5th level. Because the letters of a Sefer Torah are connected, black ink on parchment, But there's a deeper level of connection, which is like on the 10 Commandments. Letters in stone cannot be deconnected. You can't scrape them off. They are engraved in the stone. Like 2 drops of water touch. Like if I have a cup and I put in the cup wine, which stands for the secrets of Torah, and I put in the cup oil, which stands for the essence, the godly essence of Torah. So I have wine and oil in this cup. They're connected because they're both in the same cup, but they're never one thing. They're always like 2 things, not like 2 things. They always are 2 things. Like the parchment and the ink, they always remain 2 things. Together, they become a third thing, which is called Torah. But when a thing is engraved, when letters are engraved into stone, they're not 2 things. They're one thing. And that's the 5th level. And when you have learned Torah on all these 5 levels, that you know the meaning of the words and you understand them in depth, and your mind grasps them and connects to them and becomes totally unified with them, like 2 drops of water, not oil and wine in the same cup, but 2 drops of water touch, they become one bigger drop. So the Torah becomes one thing with your mind. When you get to that level, then the Torah gives you life and energy. How is that possible? Because it's part of you now, and the Torah itself is the wisdom of Hashem. And that comes from the infinite life, source of life, which is in Hashem. So you have energy. You have energy from that. Much greater energy than from eating physical food. Okay, so then the question is, well, these 2 methods of connecting to the Torah, connecting to Hashem through now knowing the Torah or doing the mitzvahs. I said, when you do a mitzvah, it's like you are the dancer and the mitzvah is the dance and Hashem is the mitzvah. So you become totally connected with Hashem, which is greater. When you do a mitzvah and you are like wearing Hashem's garments, you are in Hashem's will. Like being in a swimming pool. The swimming pool is Hashem. You are in the pool. You're not separate from it. You are in the pool and it surrounds you from head to foot. So the light of Hashem, when you do a mitzvah, surrounds you from head to foot. On the other hand, when you learn Torah, like we just said, then the Torah becomes within you, food, like food, that nourishes you and gives you life and sustenance. So the debate in the Talmud is which is greater. Well, if you recall, when we began speaking about the DNA of the Jewish character, of the Jewish soul, we saw that there were 10 levels. I want to focus that so that the watchers can see what's going on here. We have 10 levels, make the circles for the levels, okay? There we go. This is Chachma, Bina, and Das. This is wisdom. So that's the beginning of the intellect. This is understanding. This stands for understanding in the mind. So we have wisdom on the right side of the mind and understanding on the left side. So women have more of this. Men are more in general. Men are more inspirational. Das is the connector. They both come into Das. Das is knowledge. When you know something, that means you're connected to it. And then that is influencing your emotions. And the first of all the emotions is love and kindness. And after that is limitations and strictness and strength. That's Gevura. And they work together. And then they have follow-up emotions, which is getting things done and getting them done right. And then presenting the product, the final product. So we have 7 levels. Now, this obviously these top three these 7 levels are in every creation. Now, this is Chabad. Okay, this is Chabad. Is Chachma, Bina, and Das. Right? So that's the head. Chesed is the right hand. Gevura is like the left hand. Teferis is the torso, like the torso. And then you have Netzach and Hoid. They're getting the job done, getting it finished, getting it done right. They're like the 2 legs. And then we have here Yesoid, that's the foundation. That's where we connect. That's where we connect with someone else. And the Shabbos is marriage. Is the kingship, the kingship, the reign of the king. So this is the head. So Chabad is the head, but on top of a head, you have a crown, right? Where does Chachma Bina Das get its energy from? From something higher than the whole thing. And that's the crown. Like crown heights. Not by accident did the Rebbe settle here. And that's called in Hebrew Ratzon. Ratzon is the will, your willpower, your desire. Nothing can stand before a strong will. This is the most powerful force you have. So with your willpower, by willpower, you can become wise, you can become an understanding person, you can become proficient, you can finish your projects and get them done if you really want. Ratzon is crucial. So which is higher? Is wisdom and understanding higher? Or is the Ratzon? Ratzon is the source of mitzvahs. That's what Hashem wants us to do. So mitzvahs are from Ratzon. Mitzvahs come from Ratzon, and Torah knowledge comes from Chabad. So which is higher, Ratzon or Chabad? There's a debate in the whole Gemara, over and over again. Which is higher? So since the Ratzon is more powerful than knowledge, so the conclusion would seem to be just like a crown is higher than your head and influences you. I mean, I use numerous examples of a person who made himself over, got like new brains because he really wanted to succeed in that area. So the Ratzon is so powerful, and not only that, but the Ratzon is felt in your brains, and the Ratzon is felt in your actions, and the Ratzon is even felt in your feet. When you want to run fast, want to run faster. That's what you want. That makes you do it. You want to stand up, you just stand up. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to meditate on it. You want to finish an essay, oh, you have to think and research and write and revise and the whole creative process. You want to do something, you just do it. Just do it. Isn't that what they say nowadays? Just do it. That's Ratzon. So it looks like Ratzon is higher than mitzvahs, higher level. We say, why is the thing the way it is in the Torah? Well, because the Torah says, the Torah is wise. Well, why does the Torah say that? Because Hashem wants. That's what Hashem wants. That's what I'm going to do. Yes, sir, no, sir. 3 bags full, sir. That's what I'm going to do. So Ratzon is clearly higher in its source, in godliness. So you want to connect to God, mitzvahs are the way. Mitzvahs are the way. However, the Talmud isn't happy with that. Comes on Rabbi Pape and says, yeah, but if I don't have Torah, I don't know how to do mitzvahs. So the conclusion in the Gemara is really that Ratzon is higher, but since Torah guides me how to do mitzvahs, we're going to say Torah is higher because through Torah we get to do mitzvahs. That's how it goes. Now, in the end of chapter 5, what have we been saying? That Torah is compared to food. Just like food gives you energy and sustenance, keeps you alive. So the godliness in the Torah and the wisdom in the Torah also gives life to your soul and encompasses you. It encompasses your mind so that your mind is in the Torah ideas, like you're in a swimming pool. You're in the Torah. Just like a person who loves to ski could be sitting here in class and he could be skiing in his mind, or swimming, or running, or dreaming about something else, because you are where your mind is. So Torah is compared to food, but mitzvahs are compared to clothing. So again, which is higher? Well, it looks like Torah is higher because Torah is something you internalize. So we say the Torah is an inner light. It's inner light because you take it into your heart. You take it into your mind. We say, yeah, but mitzvahs are garments. So clearly Torah is higher. But wait a minute, mitzvahs we say are from a higher source. So then we have to say mitzvahs are higher. Yeah, but there's the catch-22 here is that learning Torah is also a mitzvah. So learning Torah has both sides to it. Not just that it's something internal, but it's also something external. Well, when I'm lighting a candle, I know I don't light a candle with my heart. I light a candle with my hands. I don't give tzedakah. If I have a feeling for the tzedakah, good. But if I don't, I don't. But I give tzedakah. I have the mitzvah. So where do I see that in Torah? And the answer it gives at the end of chapter 5 is that, and there's an extraordinary answer, that even as you understand the Torah, which is like an internal light, it says Torah is like an internal light, and therefore it's called food, because it nourishes your soul. But Torah is also a mitzvah because when you learn Torah, you say the words. And you say the words with your breath. And when you learn the Torah deeply, how much more so? Because you're concentrating. And when you learn Torah in a very superficial way, like you're just reciting the 12 Torah passages, or you're learning Torah by heart, learning Mishnah by heart, or Tanya by heart, or someone who reads the Torah in shul is practicing so that he'll get the words right and he'll get the song, the nigun right, the trop, he'll know how to sing the parsha. So he's not concentrating now on the meaning of the Torah, the way it's food, but he is saying the Torah, and with his teeth and his tongue and his breath, he is fulfilling the mitzvah in a purely physical way. So that learning Torah has both qualities, and therefore the sages concluded that learning Torah is equal to all the mitzvahs because it's also a mitzvah. It's both the mitzvahs are garments, but the Torah, and the Torah is food, but the Torah is also a garment. And with these ideas, we conclude chapter 5, and we move right along to chapter 6. Now, we've had this idea before that the Alter Rebbe presents to us in chapter 6, which is that everything has an equal and opposite counterpart. Part, counterpart. Point, counterpoint. Remember this? Spider doing push-ups on the mirror. So we have everything in the godly soul is also in the animal soul. And everything in the animal soul has a counterpart in the godly soul. Chapter 1, we learned in chapter 1 that the animal soul is made up of 4 elements. Everything physical in the world is made up of 4 elements. Fire, water, earth, air. And it gave examples. Fire in the animal soul is anger, arrogance. Water in the animal soul is desires, indulgence in pleasure for its own sake. Air in the animal soul expresses itself as
Lack of sense.
what?
Lack of sense.
Lack of sense?
Yeah.
Foolish talk. Talk. Air is talk. Air in the animal soul expresses itself as talk. Too much talk. Scoffing, making fun of holy things. Embarrassing someone, saying gossip, lashon hara. And earth in the animal soul expresses itself as lazy. I don't want to get up. You got to get up. You got to get up. You got to get up in the morning. I don't want to get up. I want to sleep. I could use just 5 minutes more. Laziness, lethargy. Now, these all have counterparts in the godly soul. Fire in the animals, in the godly soul is
Passion.
enthusiasm. Yeah, to daven with feeling. And water in the animal soul, in the godly soul, if water is a source of all pleasure, so a person can do, you meet people, their whole Torah and mitzvahs is very calculated and very cold and unfeeling, no pleasure to anybody. But if you do Torah with warmth and feeling and enthusiasm, then it's wonderful. So that's water in the godly soul, is that a person should have pleasure, have a geschmack in doing a favor for somebody else. But one time, Rabbi Springer brought a guest to the Rebbe, and he's introduced himself, said, I'm a guest in Rabbi Springer's house. And the Rebbe said, so Rabbi Springer has to pay you. Why should he pay me? I should pay him. No, he should pay you because you're giving him the mitzvah. I'm sure he has great pleasure in having you as a guest. To take pleasure, it's a real gift. Some people feel when someone asks them a favor that they're taking something away. It's a gift from Hashem that you should feel when a person asks you a favor, that that they are giving you a gift, and you have to be grateful to them for asking you. So thank you for coming to me. I'm so happy you're here. Whereas, another guest. Okay, so that's water in the animals, in the godly soul. Air in the godly soul, obviously if air is the source of speech, so air in the godly soul is learning, davening, teaching, saying nice things to people. How are you today? Have a wonderful day.
Rabbi Pape, so water, like being grateful, being positive.
Water is taking pleasure. Water is the source of pleasure. Taking pleasure in doing good things. That's what water stands for in the godly soul. So the water makes things moist. You know, when you have a chicken and you leave it in the oven too long, it becomes dry. When the moisture is still left in it, it's delicious. Okay, so your mitzvahs have to have this moisture in them, that they're a pleasure to experience for you and a pleasure to experience for the other person who benefits from them. So that's water. Air is for learning and teaching and encouraging. If air in the animal soul is to destroy a person with your words, so air in the godly soul is to encourage a person and build him up with your words. Make him feel good, make people feel good. A compliment. Or a smile, the way the founder of this yeshiva, J.J. Hecht, said, when the boss gives you a smile, don't you feel like $1 million? It's a typical way of saying things. Doesn't it make you feel like it when the boss throws you a smile? Flashes you a smile. Don't you? In those days, $1 million was a lot of money. Now you can buy a pizza with it. Anyway, and earth, if earth is laziness, what is earth in the godly soul? How does it express itself in the godly soul? The element of earth in your godly soul is humility, lowliness, like the earth under your feet. What is the most powerful of all of these four elements? Earth. Fire is very powerful. Fire can destroy forests, can destroy communities. Wind is very powerful. It can also destroy. Water is very powerful. Hurricanes and the floods. But the most powerful of all is the earth. From the earth come the biggest bombs that can destroy whole countries. Put rockets into space. It's all minerals from the earth. The most precious commodities are all. Okay, so that's how the sit begins. One thing corresponds to the other thing Hashem makes. Just like we've been studying the godly soul, that it has 10 aspects, the DNA of the spheres. So we learn on page 101. Hashem created one thing opposite the other thing. Of course, like a looking glass. Just like the godly soul's kalula mi eser spheres, it has 10 qualities to it, which are called spherois, but there's a godly soul, so each one of these is holy. You know, a thief has wisdom in order to steal. A Torah scholar has wisdom because he wants to know God. Umislabeshes, and the godly soul, these 10 qualities, enclothe themselves in the 7 emotional characteristics which are in the heart, which is chesed, kindness, and gvura, strength, and tiferes, which is beauty, netzach and hoid, which is finishing the job and getting it done right, communicate, yesod, giving it over, and malchus is the final product. So just like the godly soul has 10 aspects, so too the soul of the Sitra Achra is called. Sitra Achra is Aramaic for the other side. You have the good side, and you have the other side. Which comes from Klippa. Klippa, we learned what Klippa is. Klippa is something external. It has a use to it. It protects the fruit that's on the inside, but it's not edible. We throw it out. Well, some kinds of food, the Klippa is edible. Klippa is the peels. Like you can eat carrots without peeling them, or cucumbers without peeling them. In the fancy restaurants, they don't peel the cucumbers. You can eat them. These are the staple foods of my diet, carrots and cucumbers. But there are other kinds of shells that are totally inedible. Can't eat them. These are like walnut shells. Can't eat walnut shells. To rip apart your insides. So in the world of klippas, we have 4 levels. Again, the opposite mirror image. Just like there are 4 worlds and 4 letters of the name of God and 4 corners of the world. And this week we're reading about 4 expressions of redemption. Hashem promises to redeem the Jewish people from Egypt with 4 different expressions. And in the Seder service, we drink 4 cups of wine, and we have 4 sons. And there are 4 corners to the world, there are 4 directions. So there are 4 levels in Klippa. And just like we saw that there are 4 worlds, that in holiness, that the highest world is unified with God, that's called Atzilus. So the highest of the 4 levels of Klippa is called Klippas Noga. Noga means to shine. Put the word up here, Noga. And it's called Noga because this is the source of things that we can use to do mitzvahs. Can't hear you, Leah. The word Noga, yeah, means it can shine. In the old system of the universe, medieval system of the universe, I think Noga is the name of the chief of the planets, what the Romans called Jupiter. And that's the source of all the kosher things in the world. Noga, the clip of Noga, it's not holy, but it's not bad. Some things are bad. You can't do anything with them holy. And therefore the Torah tells us that they are forbidden because you can't use them. Like stolen money. A person steals money and gives it away to charity. The charitable institution can use the money, but the person doesn't get the mitzvah because it's stolen money. Doesn't belong to you. You can't give away something that doesn't belong to you. Stolen money doesn't belong to you. It belongs to someone else. Unless someone else gives up. If they give up on them, I think it's lost. I'll never get it back. And then he gives charity. So he does get a mitzvah from it. But that mitzvah comes along with it with a lot of baggage because he stole it. So anything that's not permissible, like if you injure a person, you strike them, you steal from them, you hurt them in any way, these are things the Torah does not allow us to do because they're from the lower levels of klippa. That is to say, when you get your life, when you do something bad, you're getting your life from these 3 lower levels of klippa. Like when you eat chocolate, you want to have a cup of coffee and you put some milk in the coffee, the The Torah says you're not allowed. You just made something forbidden. The milk was good. It was from Klippas Noga. The meat was good. It was from Klippas Noga. But you put them together, you get something new that's bad. That's from therefore the Torah says, don't do it. That area which is Noga to a bad area, which is the 3 impure klippas, which are symbolized in the prophecy of Yechezkel, we're going to learn later in this chapter, by a great wind and a dark cloud. So we see now that the soul from the other side, which is the animal soul, it gets its life from Klippas Noga. And if we do Torah and we can use it to do Torah and to learn Torah and do mitzvahs, like eat kosher food and use the energy to do a mitzvah. Or we could use it to do something bad, in which case it gets schlepped down into the level of impure klippas. So the same way we have in the 10 spheres of the godly soul, we also have in the 10 aspects of the animal soul 3 levels of intellect and 7 levels of negative emotions, bad characteristics. Okay, and our goal is to use the animal soul to use all the elements of the world which get their life from Klippas Noga, to use them for mitzvahs. What I mean, all the trees, birds, kosher animals, kosher food, kosher activities, all these get their life from Klippas Noga. And our challenge is to use them entirely in the service of Hashem, to make to transform the physical world into Hashem's world, to lay claim like an explorer, Marco Polo, Vasco da Gama, laying claim, staking claim the world for Hashem. Have a wonderful Shabbos.